Cmixx again. Another Magic Reality episode. Hella hot out today. It's a nice day out, middle of summer. I was thinking about what to talk about today on my way over here to the park, but I decided to kind of go with talking about allowing good things to come out of bad situations, or what you think is a bad situation. And this could be anything from small to big, you know what I mean? But people get stressed out about things all the time. And a lot of the times it's things that you can control, things that aren't as big of a deal as you make them out to be, and things that wouldn't be a problem otherwise than if you gave it the attention to make it a problem. So it's all happened to us where something usually out of nowhere happens. We think it's catastrophic. We think it's life-changing in a bad way. We think, how are we ever going to recover from this, etc., etc. Some people more extreme than others. I'm sure some people haven't had necessarily good things always come out of the bad things, but when you try to view the situation as such and not allow the bad things to overtake your thoughts and your mentality, because it's a sickness basically. Like once you start thinking bad, then it's a chain reaction. It gets things going, it gets that negative energy going. So you want to try to stay away from that as much as possible, because even little things you stress on might turn into a reality because you're stressing out on giving it the focus and attention, even though you don't want it to happen. But anyway, back onto the original point is, we saw it happen a lot back in 2008, where people get laid off their jobs, they get fired, jobs get cut, whatever the case may be. So countless amounts of people lost their jobs. At that moment, immediate time, I'm sure about 99% of those people were worried, stressed out, wondering what they're going to do for their next paycheck, how they're going to pay their bills, how they're going to feed their kids. They just lost their retirements in half the cases, their 401ks and stuff. So, people probably weren't jumping up and down for joy necessarily. So, but the thing, kind of a blanket statement I could probably say for a lot of people, is it got them out of those jobs that they weren't enjoying. It got them to go out there and make something happen, or find something to happen, or even going out into that type of job market back then. We still have remnants of it today, is where it's hard to get a quality job, you know what I mean, or you're competing with so many people, so many overqualified people that are willing to take just about anything. So you're competing for low cost, high skills, high demand. It's just not a recipe for success. So on the flip side though, looking at it like that was a turning point for my success to take on a new path, you know what I mean? That was where maybe something happened to where it caused you to start a business, or caused you to explore new opportunities or new potential jobs that you maybe wouldn't have before, that you kind of fell into, or that through the grapevine heard through a friend that you lost your job, or you're good at this or whatever, and they're like, oh, we got a position over here, etc., etc. The possibilities are endless on how it could happen, and capitalizing on the bad times necessarily. Not saying like planning out to capitalize on them, but I'm saying though is when bad situations arise, don't fall victim to them. Turn it into your favor, make it a good situation. And you may not know how, or it may not seem possible at first, but it's better than just giving up, you know. So it's kind of like I'm reading Sam Walton's autobiography right now, the guy who invented Walmart. And don't get me wrong, I barely ever shop at Walmart. I'm not a fan of it or anything, but it goes back to one of my other videos how I was saying, like, study the super rich if you're trying to be rich. You know what I mean? Don't just take the guy down the street's advice because he made $3 million last year. You know, like Sam Walton died with like 150 billion with a B. So you know, it goes back to, even if I get 1% of his success, still a billionaire, you know. So anyway, his book is really great, actually. It's a real easy story to read. He wasn't a complicated guy. He was actually quite simple, simpler than most people who don't have money, you know. But when he was younger, he started his first store. He was 27 and borrowed some money to buy a retail store that was kind of struggling. They barely made $75,000 a year. Within 3 years, he turned it around to making $150,000 a year, $175,000, I think up to $250,000 by the time it closed. So the thing where he messed up, though, is, like I said, it was his first store. He was young, he was ambitious, eager. He wasn't familiar with contracts, and there was a loophole clause or something in it saying that after 5 years, there wasn't an option for him to renew the lease. So the owner of the building saw the success that Sam Walton brought into the revival of the business, and ended up beating his main competitor across the street not out the market, but just surpassing them, whereas, you know, the tables were turned prior to Sam Walton. So the owner of the building that Sam Walton was renting from for his retail store decided to, by any means, not allow him to renew his lease, and he was in complete legal rights to do that because Sam Walton signed the original lease, waiving his right to renew after 5 years. So the owner of the building, he wasn't an unfair guy. He still paid Sam Walton, you know, a decent price for it all and everything, for all the merchandise, and, you know, he got his fair value for it, but he was strong-armed, forced into shutting down his first business, and his first successful business at that, and something that he grew attached to. So to make a long story short, you know, he spent a little bit of time trying to find a new place to open up, find the right location, get the right term. He said his next lease he signs needs to have a 99-year lease term agreement, and he wasn't going to fall victim to the same mistakes he made. So in essence, it was like his trial run. But if he clenched onto that original store and didn't sell it, you know, at the time he thought it was the most devastating thing in his life that happened. You know, it was everything he had worked for, everything he put into it was just taken from him. So I'm sure any of you can relate. You know, you wouldn't necessarily want that to happen to you. So, you know, and fast forward to current times, he went on to eventually open another store, and made a lot of innovative, go back to another video of mine, innovative, smart business moves to revolutionize the retail industry, and, you know, turn Walmart into what it is today. And from the start, it was his mindset of value, of making a dollar go a long way, of, you know, not trying to live the high life out of you know, just wanting to be there and show off or whatever. So he you know, instilled those values in his life, and transferred those values to his business. And that's actually another good topic to talk about. I think I'll make a video tomorrow about values and stuff. But who's that saying? So Sam Walton, you know, in hindsight says that that was the best thing that ever happened to him, was losing that lease, having that 5-year non-renewal loophole in his lease. So it ended up years later working out for him, you know, working out for him like 150 times or whatever, you know, like crazy amounts. So don't fall victim to your own negativity and to your own defeats. You know, it's in your head whether you're defeated or not. You know, he could have just went on and been like, man, I did put everything I had in that store and now it's gone, like, and giving up, you know what I mean, and taking his money and turned into an alcoholic or drug addict or something, you know what I'm saying? So instead he just, you know, shook himself off, went on, took what little money he did have, flipped it into a new business, and, you know, fast forward to today, you've seen the results of that. So try to make light of the bad situations, you know, and I know it sounds cliche and stuff, but really think about it, analyze it. When you freak out about something, when you start yelling at someone about it, or even if you're just venting, even if you're just like telling your brother or your girlfriend or something, like, man, I can't believe they fucking did this and that, blah blah blah, my boss, fuck them, you know. So there's nothing you can do about it except control your own reality. You know, if there's something you can do to get out of that situation and you're not doing it, then you're allowing it to happen. So you know, don't look for people's pity when you're like, oh, I've been having to work doubles all week and blah blah blah. Like, that's your choice, you know what I mean? And when you choose to look at a situation as a bad thing, it's going to become a bad thing, you know. And when you choose to look at it as a good thing, it can be the exact same situation. It's not going to be as bad as you would if you were to view it in a bad way. So it's really just about your perception and your paradigms. You know, that's another good video, paradigm shifts. So your preconceived notions towards a situation or a mindset, a way of thinking. And so by changing your paradigms, having a paradigm shift, it can alter your reality as well. But the basis of this whole video was not letting the bad times knock you down and keep you down. You know, yeah, you might need a day or two or a week or whatever, or a month, but don't let it fester and turn into a disease and take your whole life over. You just need to get back up and keep making more progress. And that's why a lot of the people, like, you look at Donald Trump now. I just read somewhere he's trying to run for president next year. But anyway, I'm not saying I'm a proponent of him or not, whether politically or as a person or anything, but we all know his name. He's a household name. He's a billionaire. And the thing about him is he's gone bankrupt like hella times. I can't give you a factual number. I want to say something like 5 times or 7 times. I don't know. But it proves that the way that he just bounced back. He looks at it like, well, I did it once, I can do it again. I did it twice, I can do it again. I did it 4 times, I can do it again. You know what I mean? Once you figure it out, once you get the mindset, that's all you need. It's not about how big your bank account is or how many cars you got or this or that. You know, if something's not working out, tweak it until it does, or, you know, just drop it completely, move on to the next thing. Don't allow the situations to dictate and rule your life. You know, you need to dictate and rule the situations that's gonna conform to the way of life that you want. So this is all where your values, you know, what do you value in life, what do you value in a person, what do you value as being a person, where your ambitions, your goals, your talents, everything culminates, and this is where your happiness comes from. So again, like I was saying yesterday, you can't go wrong learning about any one of these 4 subjects: health, wealth, love, and happiness. You know, whether you're gonna go buy a book, watch a YouTube video, there's documentaries on Netflix. There's a real good one called Happy. There's another one called Dreams of Jiro, J-I-R-O. It's about a sushi chef in Japan. He's like the best sushi chef in the world, but watch his mentality. Listen to how he talks about his passion and his career, and how he treats each day in his journey through life, and it got him to be the best in the world at what he does. So, you know, having those ambitions and striving for perfection and wanting to do better, that's what keeps the motivation going, and that's what keeps you determined, and that's what's going to get you across the finish line, or that's what's going to get you to the next level. That's going to be a feedback loop that gives you the confidence to get to the next level and the next, and then you meet the people that, you know, help you fall into the right places and this and that. So you know, I still go through that. I've constantly been going through that, and it's a growth, it's a progression. It's like saying, like, once you know, you never stop growing. You always have a birthday. You either grow or you die, right? So same thing in life, you know, intellectually, financially. You either grow or you die, basically. You know, you got to. And if you don't, you're not gonna be able to get to the place you want to be. So I think you get the picture. Don't let the bad times get to you too much. Try to find the good things in it, and just know that things happen for a reason. Maybe you can't understand it at the time, but it will lead to something else, or, you know, put you in a position to be able to receive something else as a direction changer, etc., etc. So just trust in what you believe in and your values, and be a good person, and you'll start seeing things change. So anyway, follow me on Instagram, Cmixx, 2 X's. Follow the studio, Magic City Studios. Follow the clothing line, Grand's Lifestyle. The website for the studio is magiccity510.com. The clothing line website is grandslifestyle.com. So follow, go buy some stuff off Grand's, get some of your Grand shirts, hats, all the above. Next time, just start trying to share the videos. I'm trying to really get the view counts up, so any video that you resonate with, that you like, try to share it with some people, you know, see who else might resonate with it as well. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.